Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I will be talking about Premier League Match Week 10 preview and prediction. So before I start my prediction, I just want to say that we do have some really good games coming up this match week. We got West Bromwich versus Sheffield United. This is a very important game for both these teams. We got Chelsea versus Tottenham. We got Arsenal versus Wolves. We got West Ham versus Aston Villa. So yeah, we got some really brilliant games coming up. I'm really buzzing for this match week. And for my prediction, I've gone for a lot of draws this time. I think I've gone for 4 or 5 draws. So I think my prediction this match week will be very terrible. So yeah. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle is the first game I'm going to talk about. I think Crystal Palace has been playing some decent football, but their recent 3 games, I'm a little bit disappointed, especially the defeat against Burnley. I thought they would try to win that game, but I think Burnley got a goal very early and it was hard for them to catch up. As we all know that Crystal Palace like to sit back instead of attack. So therefore it was difficult for them. And I also saw the highlight. I think they didn't perform that well. And I think the reason was the early goal from Burnley. On the other hand, for Newcastle, they've been playing some decent football, but they're conceding goal at the wrong time. Just like their game against Chelsea. I thought they were going to find the equalizer because they were playing some really decent football. But Chelsea scored a goal and it just took all the momentum out of Newcastle. So I think both of these teams do have some decent form line. Like there are some time in a game they do show some really scary moments, but then they don't really score. So if they capitalize their chances, I think this is going to be a good game. For my prediction, I think this is going to be a very tight affair because both of these teams defensively has been actually performing well this season, like the way they're playing. So I think it's going to be a low scoring one, and I'm going to give Newcastle an edge to win this game, and I think they'll win this game with a scoreline of 1-0. Brighton versus Liverpool. I think this is going to be a good game, and I think we can actually expect some goals because Brighton has been playing some attacking football throughout this season. But the game against Aston Villa, they were actually kind of sitting back and they were like letting Aston Villa come at them. And they were playing some really decent counter-attack football. So this was a really new Brighton team or a new tactics from Brighton. On the other hand, for Liverpool, they played some really decent football against Leicester City. I was actually speechless with their performance. They were so good. I remember when I was watching the highlight, all I can see was Liverpool attack and Leicester City. I only saw them attacking that game once or twice. So I can tell you guys that Liverpool has been playing some really decent football. And I think this is going to be a good game to watch. And I think we can expect some goals. And I'm going to go with Liverpool 3, Brighton 1. Man City versus Burnley. I think this is going to be one-sided game because for the past few seasons, Man City do have a very dominant record over Burnley. So I think this is going to happen once again. And we did saw a very good Man City against Tottenham. They did play some decent football that game. And they were showing some really good attacking football. It was just lack of finishing. So if they do pick up their finishing, I think they're going to be very threatening against Burnley. On the other hand, for Burnley, yes, they did pick their first win, but they're still not looking good. So I think it's going to be their tough trip to Man City. So therefore, I think Man City will win this game with a scoreline of 3-0. Leeds United versus Everton. This is going to be a great game to watch because both of these teams do have some good attacking qualities. But on the other hand, if you look at the defense, both of these teams do have defensive problem. For Everton, their form is really dipping down recently, but their win against Fulham was a very welcome win. On the other hand, for Leeds United, their form is not really looking good as well. Against Arsenal, I thought they should have won that game because they did have a lot of shots on target. They have more shots and they also have more possession compared to Arsenal. So I thought they should have won that game. But well, they were unfortunate. But I think we're gonna expect some goals here, and I think both of these teams are gonna score some goals in this game. And from a prediction, I'm gonna go with a draw. Leeds United 2, Everton 2. But if I have to choose a winner, I'm gonna go with Everton. So now let's move on to the big game, West Bromwich versus Sheffield United, because both of these teams are the only team to not win a game in this year Premier League. For West Bromwich form line, I think they've been looking good. They did lose some games with a very close margin against Manchester United and Tottenham. And on the other hand, Sheffield United, I thought they will pick up a win by the match week 8 or 9, but they still haven't. And I think it will be a tough trip against West Bromwich because they've been creating a lot of chances compared to Sheffield United, who are just completely disappointing when it comes to going forward. So therefore, I think this is going to be a very good game. Both of these teams will fight for 3 points. And if it is a draw, I think both of these teams might end up relegating. So from a prediction, I do actually have faith on West Bromwich because Sheffield United has been very, very disappointing and they can't really score goals. So this is going to be a tough game for Sheffield United. So therefore, I'm going to go with West Bromwich to win this game with a scoreline of 2-0. And I do have a feeling that Sheffield United might actually end up relegating. Maybe they'll survive, but we'll see later. But for this game, I think they'll lose. Southampton versus Manchester United. I think this is a very great game to watch because Southampton has been performing well. Manchester United, I won't say they're performing well, but their performance has been convincing, especially when it comes to away games. For Southampton form line, they've been playing some really decent football. Their draw against Wolves was a very, very lucky draw, I should say, because Wolves were looking very, very good at that game and Wolves did have a lot of shots on target. So it was a very, very lucky draw, but if you look at a highlight, Southampton goalkeeper was excellent on that game. On the other hand, for Manchester United, yes, they are an unpredictable side. Sometimes they do play really bad football. Sometimes they do play some brilliant football. So we have to be surprised. Sometimes Manchester United do play good games. Sometimes they do play bad game. So from a prediction, I don't know which Manchester United are going to come up. Yes, Bruno Fernandes is in some good form again. So this is a very, very plus side for Manchester United. But I still think that it is going to be a tough game. And I think both of these teams might be happy with a draw. And I think it is going to be a draw. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. Chelsea versus Tottenham. This is a great game to watch because both of these teams has been performing very well this season. Chelsea are 13 games unbeaten. On the other hand, Tottenham in the last 16 games, they only lost one game. So we're going to expect some really good football. Both of these teams do have some really, really good attackers and they've been scoring some goals. So this is going to be a very, very high scoring game, I think. And in terms of defensively, both of these teams do sometimes perform bad. So this is going to be a very, very wide open game. We're going to expect some goals. We're going to expect some really, really high quality game. But I think at the end of the day, it is going to be another draw. I think this is my third or fourth draw for this match week. So from a prediction, I'm going to go with Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. The reason is that, to be honest, this game is very, very wide open. We're going to expect some really good goals and some really good qualities football. So therefore, I think it is hard to pick. But if I have to choose a winner, I might actually give Chelsea an edge because they are a little bit better than Tottenham. But to be honest, both of these teams has been performing well. So from a prediction, I'm going to go with a draw, 2-2. Arsenal versus Wolves. I think this is going to be a very, very good game to watch because both of these teams' form line is not really reliable. But if you look at the form line, I think I might choose Arsenal. But if you look inside the games, I think Wolves has been playing some brilliant football. The last game against Southampton, they were very, very good. They were making a lot of chances. And it was like their last season Wolves. So I think Wolves are coming back to form. Arsenal, I don't know what to say about them because their draw against Leeds United was a very, very good draw because I thought they were going to lose the game. So it was a very, very lucky draw. So in terms of form line, I can't really judge much because we all know that Arsenal can sometimes play brilliant football. Sometimes they can play some terrible football. So from a prediction, I know many of my Arsenal subscribers will be watching this, but I think it is going to be a draw. I think Arsenal 1, Wolves 1. Leicester City versus Fulham. This is going to be a great game to watch because Leicester City don't really have injury problems anymore. I remember when they last time played against Liverpool, they did have like 7 to 8 injury problems, but now they only have 3. So they will be confident for this fixture. On the other hand, for Fulham, they have 3 injuries, but we all know that Fulham hasn't been performing well. So I think this is going to be a one-sided game. And from a prediction, I'm going to pick Leicester City to win this game with a scoreline of 2-0. West Ham versus Aston Villa. I think this is a very good game because both of these teams do know how to play some brilliant football on their best day. And whenever they play their best football, they can beat any side. Even a very fit Liverpool or Man City, like they can beat anyone on their best behavior. For West Ham form line, they've been performing well. The last 6 games, 4 of their games were against big club. So I should say their form line looks very, very good. And their only defeat was against Liverpool. On the other hand, for Aston Villa, their form line isn't reliable, but whenever they play football, they play some really attractive football. You'll be like, next game, there will be a very, very good game from them. But it is not really reliable. So I think this game is going to be a very, very wide open. But from a prediction, I'm actually going to fancy West Ham, because West Ham do know how to take their chances. Even though Aston Villa, I think they'll create more chances, they'll have more possession, but I do think that West Ham is a little bit better in terms of the finishing touch. So therefore, I'm going to go for West Ham 1, Aston Villa 0.